I've got a question. How can you say the Quran is from God?
That's a different topic. But we could say the Quran is from God for many different reasons. First and foremost, the Quran is a very unique book in the way it addresses human beings. The Quran really wants to jump into your mind, lady. The Quran wants to swim in your soul. The Quran wants to positively engage with you as a human being. It doesn't say believe just because I said so. It says use your brain. يَتَفَكَّرُونَ, for those who reflect. Do you not see the heavens and the earth, the cosmos, the intricacies of the universe? The Quran mentions this. But the Quran goes even further than this. The Quran doesn't stop there, make you think. It goes even further than this. The Quran says, وَإِن كُنْتُمْ فِي رَيْبٍ مِّمَّا نَزَلْنَا عَلَىٰ عَبْدِنَا فَأْتُوا بِسُورَةٍ مِّن مِّثْلِهِ وَادْعُوا شُهَدَاءَكُم مِّن دُونِ اللَّهِ إِن كُنتُمْ صَادِقِينَ. If you're in doubt, we're all doubters here. Yeah, we all doubt in some way. The Quran is saying if you're doubting that this book is not from the Creator, the book we've sent down to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, then bring one chapter like it, only one small chapter, and call on your witnesses and your supporters besides God if you're truthful. The Quran is the only religious text that engages intellectually with a human being. It's providing a falsification test to say, if you doubt this book, then bring a chapter like it. And the Mufassirun, which basically means the scholars who interpreted the Quran, they say this indicates the Quran has signs to the divine. It has signposts to the Creator. Well, how do we know this? Well, there are various miracles, what we would call miracles. For example, the linguistic miracle, a natural phenomena scientific miracle, and a historical miracle. Now, you may ask the question, I don't believe in miracles, because miracles just don't make any sense. Well, I agree with you. The old, outdated perspective of miracles, the ironclad definition that miracles are just a violation of natural law, that's not our view. Our view is not that view. Because if you think about it, what are natural laws? Natural laws are just inductive generalizations of patterns we perceive in the universe. Now, what if something changes from the pattern? It doesn't make it a miracle. Exactly. Islamic scholarship has said a miracle is an act of impossibility, which basically means when we exhaust all naturalistic explanations, then it's a sign to the supernatural. This is the profound point. So miracles are coherent. So let's apply this to the Quran. Let's take history, for example. In the Quran, it mentions two titles for the leader of the Egyptians. Two titles. The Pharaoh and the King. The Pharaoh is mentioned at the time of Moses, peace be upon him. And the king is mentioned at the time of Joseph. You can see this in the 12th chapter of the Quran. How did Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, know such minute differentiation in historical knowledge, especially when the Bible did not have that information, when the Torah did not have that information? Hieroglyphics was a dead language. A dead language, people. It was a dead language. But the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam uttered from his lips this type of information. And so when we go to the nature of the historical knowledge at the time and we exhaust all explanations, we can't find an explanation. We can't find a naturalistic explanation, so it's an indication to the divine. Also, we have scientific miracles in the Quran. For instance, the Quran in various places, in the 78th chapter and other chapters, it mentions the structure and function of roots of mountains. Yes, brothers and sisters and friends, roots, stakes, pegs. The Quran mentions that mountains have peg-like, stake-like structures, which was mentioned in Dr. Frank Press's book, The Earth. And if you see in current geology, you see these roots are 7 to 10 times the size of the original mountain. And the function, according to geologists, is to prevent the Earth from moving underneath the mountain, a concept called isostasy. And this was confirmed in the Quran 1400 years ago. Now I ask you the question, how could Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, come with that type of information? It's an impossibility. It's a miracle. Because the science at the time, the nature of the scientific knowledge has been exhausted. And they believe mountains, their function was to keep the sky up. So we come to the conclusion, brothers and friends, that we have good reasons to believe that the Quran supernatural from the divine.